Who's your top 5 MCs of all time?
Oh. Of all time?
Mm-hmm.
Tupac gotta be one.
Of course.
Biggie gotta be two.
Of course.
Lil Wayne. I'm gonna go with Nas and Jay-Z.
You was also in the NBA. What made you stop?
The politics, I was ahead of my time. Every NBA game I played in, I did something. So I was the last cut with the Toronto Raptors and the last cut with the Charlotte Hornets. What'd that tell you? Everybody that's the last cut, they end up calling them back. Mm-hmm. I'm like, nah, man, I know I should have been on this team. They know I should have been on this team. But my music stopped it. I almost lost my life as a kid. I knew God had a way for me that day. I'm faking, I want to be like Hot Boy, my cousin. He the man back there in the project where I live at. I'm shooting dice, I got like 1,500 on me. My homeboys that go to school with me, 8 of them jumped out of Cutlass and said, P, you know what it is. Threw my money up in the air, I couldn't run.
Like they was trying to rob you, saying?
They come with it. I wanted to live. I run up the steps where it's dark. So I'm telling somebody, throw me my gun, throw me my gun. They shoot up the door. Bop, 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 bop. I come downstairs, they hit Hot Boy 8 times. I run downstairs, jump in the car, take him to the hospital. Hot Boy told me, man, go on to college. You gonna be something. You gonna be a star. First day I got to college, he caught all 8 of them, and he went to prison.
Damn.
After that, I knew that God had a way for me, that I needed to change my life.
How was he murdered doing that? You said he could possibly getting out. Is there some light to the case?
You know what? I mean, we just got to keep praying. He been in there a long time, and hopefully he get his day to be able to get back and get to functioning and doing what he need to do. But we just keep praying as a family. So that's why I tell people, love your loved ones when they walk out that door, because you never know when they gonna come back.
How are y'all? Because I know like a few years back, there was like the back and forth with UNC Murder and Monica.
Short, I just told you, this my family. I would go to war for my brother. I don't even play behind that. We don't even have to get into that. Like, we family. You got brothers and sisters if you do.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff that don't mean nothing. You know, my son, I'm going to war behind mine. I'm just letting you know. So all that stuff y'all see, don't believe none of that stuff y'all see on the internet. And I done changed my life, but I will go in that water behind my family.
As you should.
See, wild, but see, you got a lot of love in his heart.
Yes.
You got a lot of love in his heart. And y'all don't realize, man, we got a lot of good brothers, but you got to imagine how it go on the streets. When it get real, it get real. Michael Jackson, cool dog. He only got hot again after he died, in which our culture don't understand that they're gonna promote you and love you after you gone. Like, they'll buy all this up when I'm not around.
Right.
But while I'm here, they like, man, I don't really. Yeah. But guess what? Now all of a sudden, you know, when you look at Nipsey Hussle, people really wasn't going to the store like that. They start going passionately after he was gone. His music started selling passionately.
Right.
Even DMX music went up 700%.
That's crazy, because even with Victory Lap, it didn't even do all of that when it came out.
He was upset about that because he had to do a deal with a record company thinking this was the way out. And you know, he's always thought independent because that's what I taught him. And guess what? Even when he was alive, it still wasn't the way. Now it ended up being massive after he passed. So he didn't even get a chance to see the celebration, how people loved him and cared about him and the love they showed.
How was your faith affected by your brother and the situation that he ended up in?
Even my brother got killed at a young age. My homie Kevin Miller, my boy, ran the ghetto person that lost their loved ones. You want to question God, but when you start realizing that, you know what, everybody got a time. Then when my brother went to prison,
C Murder was indicted on the charges of murder. In 2003, the rapper was convicted.
I love my brother. I'll go to war behind him. But this something that, you know, he got to ask God to get him to where he need to go, because that's what I did. When I wasn't all the way right, I started asking God, like, man, show me something. You know, I don't want to die out here. I want to do what I got to do. I want to change. And he opened the doors when I wanted to change. So that's any man.
Are you trying to keep him in the right mindset?
Yeah, I mean, that's my family, dog. Like, there ain't nothing to talk about. We gonna make it happen, I mean, but he still got to make it happen too.
Right.
Jimmy Iovine offered me $1 million. And my brother was with me, my brother C. He was like, man, take the $1 million out. So I sit in the office, I had the check, but I read the paperwork. So I told him, I said, Mr. Iovine, I'm gonna get some lunch, I'll be back. So he was like, man, if you don't come back, you'll never get a deal in this town. Me and my brother, man, we about to fight. He was like, man, why would you not take the $1 million knowing that we don't have no money? So he said, how much money you got in your pocket? I said, I got $500. He said, you got $500, you turn out $1 million. I said, but before we start tripping on each other,
if that white man offered me $1 million, how much you think I'm worth? Gotta be worth 10, 15, 20, something. Yeah. You know?
That one line hits different now, because decades after Master P built an empire nobody thought possible, the truth about his downfall, the family pain, and the comeback he never planned is finally coming out. And the story starts during a time when nobody could touch him. By the time the Y2K era hit, Master P wasn't just rich, he was untouchable. A record label, a clothing line, films, sports, toys, restaurants. He had more revenue streams than most corporations. No Limit wasn't just a logo, it was a way of life. But behind the tank, behind the platinum plaques, behind the millions rolling in, the cracks were already forming. The same strategy that made him unstoppable, dropping back-to-back albums every month, started working against him. Fans were overwhelmed. The sound wasn't evolving fast enough. The market was shifting, and No Limit felt trapped in a formula that used to dominate but was now starting to slip. But that wasn't the real problem. The real storm was happening at home. Master P's family life was collapsing while his music career was thriving. And the pain didn't start with fame. It started long before the world even knew his name. The first tragedy hit in '90 when his brother Kevin was killed. That moment changed the direction of his entire life. He was already hustling, already grinding, but that loss pushed him into survival mode. He refused to die broke, and he refused to let his family stay trapped in a cycle that was swallowing young black men left and right. But that was only the beginning of the heartbreak. When his brother Corey, better known to the world as C Murder, was convicted in 2002, P found himself watching his own blood disappear behind bars for decades. And no matter how successful he became, he couldn't save him. He fought for Corey's release for years, spending millions on lawyers, launching campaigns, organizing protests. But nothing changed. The weight of watching his brother sit inside a cell while he stood on stages in front of thousands created a guilt that money couldn't fix. Then tragedy struck again. Dee, at just 29 years old. She had been struggling privately for years, battling the same demons that so many young adults face, but never talk about. P didn't hide this one. He opened up publicly, using his pain to raise awareness about addiction and mental health. But inside, he was shattered. It wasn't just a headline, it was his child. He admitted in interviews that nothing in his life, not the money, not the awards, not the fame, broke him like losing his daughter. And at that point, he realized something about himself. He had been building empires, but losing pieces of his family along the way. His marriage eventually crumbled too. After nearly 5 years together, he and his ex-wife Sonia divorced, and the fallout exposed years of buried problems he had kept hidden from the world. By the time bankruptcy hit No Limit in 2003, the writing was on the wall. The label that once controlled the entire industry was collapsing. Artists left, lawsuits piled up, the music wasn't charting the way it once did, the empire was dying. But the real story wasn't about bankruptcy, it was about something deeper simmering in New Orleans. A tension that had been brewing between two kings, Master P and Birdman. Now, people love to act like this was just business competition. Two bosses from the same city trying to dominate the same lane. But the tension was way deeper than music charts. These men came from rival neighborhoods, the Calliope and the Magnolia, places where loyalty wasn't a choice. It was life or death. And when Birdman's brother, Terrence "Gangsta" Williams, was accused of killing P's cousin, even though he denied it, the line between them hardened permanently. Add business drama into the mix, and things got even messier. Birdman said Master P ruined a major distribution deal by telling Priority Records they couldn't sign Cash Money if they kept No Limit. P denied trying to sabotage anything, but the tension never died. Then came 2025, the year when things finally boiled over publicly. On October 25th, 2025, the hip-hop world got something it had been waiting decades for. Cash Money versus No Limit on a Verzuz stage at Complex Con. Thousands showed up. The energy was wild. New Orleans legends shared the same stage for the first time. But the peace didn't last long. Birdman started throwing shade mid-performance. Shots about loyalty, shots about respect, shots about missing hot boys. The whole room felt the shift. And then Master P finally responded with the OG energy only he could deliver. "You started that stuntin', but guess what? I started that too." The crowd lost it. Decades of unspoken tension spilled out in seconds. And for a moment, it felt like everyone in the room forgot this was supposed to be a celebration. Birdman dipped quick after the show, and fans immediately started whispering again. The beef wasn't dead. It just went silent for years. But while the world focused on the drama, Master P was already stepping into a whole new chapter of his life, one nobody saw coming. In July 2025, at the Essence Festival in New Orleans, Master P announced his farewell performance. The final bow of one of the most influential artists in hip-hop history. He didn't retire because he fell off. He retired because he outgrew the game. And that next level? Coaching basketball. A full circle moment. Basketball was his first love before rap took over. He even played preseason with the Hornets and the Raptors back in the day. But in early 2020, he became the president of basketball operations and head coach for the University of New Orleans Privateers. And he went to work instantly. New recruits, new facilities, new branding, new culture. He put Bible verses in the locker room. He brought in NBA legends to speak to the players. He paid for thousands of middle school kids to attend games. His mission wasn't just to win, it was to build men. But he wasn't trying to impress critics. He was trying to change lives. And under Coach P, Uno basketball didn't just shift, it transformed. But here's the wild part. Even while building a new chapter, he wasn't done with the culture. On the night of the Verzuz battle, the same night he went toe-to-toe with Birdman, he dropped a surprise album. Not a comeback. Just a reminder that he'll always slide through when it matters. That's who Master P is, a man who pops out when it counts. And if you think the story ends there, you don't know P. In 25, his net worth stands at nearly $200 million, rebuilt from the ashes of bankruptcy. He did it through real estate, food brands, energy drinks, ownership stakes, film, TV, and youth programs. He never stopped hustling. He just changed his purpose. Today, Master P's legacy is bigger than his music, bigger than No Limit, bigger than The Tank. His true legacy is ownership. He made independence cool. He showed artists they could keep their masters. He proved you don't need a label to win, you need hustle and vision. Quality Control, Nipsey Hussle, Yo Gotti, Tekka 9, entire generations used his model as their blueprint. Even the No Limit Chronicles documentary in 2020 revived his influence, proving his story still hits with new audiences. So, what really happened to Master P? He built an empire from nothing. He lost family he could never replace. He survived bankruptcy. He navigated decades of industry smoke. He retired on his own terms. He reinvented himself again at 55. And he's still creating impact that will outlive all of us. When people ask why Master P stepped back from the rap spotlight, the answer is simple. He didn't fall off, he evolved. And evolution is something only real icons can pull off. The marathon wasn't just Nipsey's message. It started long before that, with a man from the Calliope who refused to let life decide his story. Master P's story hits different because it isn't just about music or money. It's about a man who kept rebuilding himself no matter how many times life tried to break him. From losing family members to losing an entire empire, from watching the world turn on him to stepping back into the spotlight on his own terms, he proved something most people never learn. Reinvention is a choice, not a luxury. Every chapter of his journey shows a new version of the same message. You don't need perfect conditions to win. You just need the courage to keep moving. And if a kid from the Calliope projects can turn $10,000 into a global legacy, then anybody watching this has enough to start their own path today. So the real question now is, where does Master P's story go from here? Coaching? Entrepreneurship? Another surprise drop? With a man like P, nothing is off the table. If you've been rocking with this video till now, you already know the energy. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and drop a comment telling us which part of Master P's journey shocked you the most. More deep stories, more hidden history, and more real talk is coming your way. The tank never stopped rolling. It just evolved.